Don't you want it? 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 You lose your little mind. Deadlights Pod.
Deadlights Pod. Deadlights Pod.
Welcome to the Deadlights Podcast. I'm your host, Sam.
And I'm your other host, Leslie, and we're bringing you yet another week of horror.
Not one.
Not one.
Not two.
Not two?
Not three. Not 4, 5, 6,
Oh
but
my God.
7.
This is going to be crazy if it is our 7th episode.
I can't remember, but close.
I can't remember either.
Close. You'll see. I don't think it is. But the reason we're talking about that specific number so much is because of the movie that we watched.
What movie did we watch?
7 from 1995. Directed by David Fincher. Written by Andrew Kevin Walker. Two detectives, a rookie and a veteran, hunt a serial killer who uses the 7 deadly sins as his motives.
Ooh. I can only count to 7.
Well, perfect, because that's all you gotta go.
all I need.
That's all you need for this episode. This is perfect for you. Well, guess who's back? Back again. Mr. David Fincher.
Yes, he is.
This film, we've already watched Panic Room in this season so far. And this is before Panic Room. We're seeing him on the come up, honestly, as he makes a name for himself in the film industry. This is one that I've always watched. I've seen many times.
I've seen many times as well. Mm-hmm. It's a good time.
It's a fun ass time.
Yeah.
It's gruesome and it's dark, but it is fun.
It's fun. And I love the contrast between Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt. Not just like the characters, but also their acting choices. Just everything about these two are supposed to be polar opposites. Mm. And it was done in a way where it was enjoyable for me. Although there are times where I'm like, Brad Pitt.
What's going on there?
Calm down,
I had a couple questions about that too. But I think in general, story-wise, great team up of characters. It was just the perfect contrasting views of the world. Mm-hmm. So we had the exciting physical journey of these two characters going on trying to find the serial killer, and then we have the other emotional journey that we have going on between the two characters. So I think all in all, it really does work well. So,
and again, a puzzle.
Puzzles.
We get another puzzle.
We get another puzzle. We get another human depravity. We're no supernatural stuff in this movie. We are talking about a serial killer
Talking about psychology, baby.
who could be real in this real life world that we're really living.
Oh.
Scary.
It is scary.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's been a serial killer as of recently where they do puzzles like this. Besides
What's with
Zodiac
this
killer.
like lost art of puzzles with serial killers? Like,
You
where
just
is
want to
that?
kill boys and throw them in a lake.
Oof.
By boys, I mean like college. There's an active serial killer, I think, in Chicago.
Yeah. It's not like this.
No,
It's not like this. I don't know.
which I'm glad.
Listen.
We're not
scary.
rooting for any serial killers.
God, no.
No.
But we will be talking about this one.
Yes.
John Doe.
John frickin' Doe.
John frickin' Doe. Let's jump into it.
Let's jump into
7 and the can. Like we already said, David Fincher's coming back. Mm-hmm. And
Moody
as hell.
Mood.
I mean, definitely something that we see in Panic Room that he keeps is dark. Very dark, gritty. He loves this like just blue overlay over the whole movie. Just like these really deep darks and these strong light sources that are highlighting things. He's a strong lighting guy. I mean, especially in this movie, I think it gets to some pretty creepy places and creepy spaces that they're looking into. And how he lights them are both creative and creepy as hell.
I also love the camera angles. He used them both for these films. We're getting lows, we're getting highs, we're getting wide, we're going close-ups, angles. Yeah, and we're telling a story along with these angles. And I just like they're experimental, but in a very tactful way. At least for me, like I enjoyed the storyline with it.
Yeah. And another big element of this movie is, I think, the sound effects. Come on, this way.
You actually fought to get reassigned here. I've just never seen it done that way before.
Thought I could do some good. Look, it would be great for me if we didn't start out kicking each other in the balls.
It makes it very overwhelming at times. And I think that's very purposeful of what he's trying to do. He's trying to make you feel overwhelmed with the case and the city that the case is taking place in. And all these things are mounting on top of each other.
Just a reminder, there's millions of people around you.
Yes. Everything just feels so stacked, so tight. And among that, we have to solve a murder. So it's a good environment that he is setting, just based off of production design, lighting, color, sound, all things that aren't being said by the actors. He's building this world. He does that very effectively in this film.
You know who he reminds me of? Bob Ross. Bob Ross paintings, rather.
Happy little bushes.
Bushes. Because, like, we're building it background forward, you know, and we're adding little things. When Bob Ross is making his paintings, you get the first layer and you're like, oh, shit, it's already good. Like, we can stay there. And he's like, no, we're just going to brush this with the white, make it the background, and then build over that.
Right up in here, we'll make a happy little cloud.
And that's what you're doing with the sound. You're doing with the angles of the camera, the moodiness of the colors we're using, and then comes the script and then the acting, you know, like, and there's more than that too. But what I'm saying is, like, these are the layers of a painting, and then you get something like Se7en that we both have watched several times because it's consumable. It's just it's a fun, it's not a good time because, yes, there's a lot of death and gruesome stuff, but it's a well-told story.
There's a lot to look at. There's a lot of decisions clearly that went into it, thought out. And
Very
I think it's great.
like there's a lot of symbolism as well. Like, everything is purposeful, and a lot of these spaces, these rooms, are filled to the brim with shit.
Well, the approach to the interiors is very cave-like. And as you move through it, you feel like you're descending into a basement world, particularly since we painted all the windows black.
Another strong point that we mentioned from the top is the pair up of the characters, Somerset and Mills. Somerset played by
Morgan Freeman.
And Mills played by
Bob Pitt.
I've worked homicide 5 years.
Not here.
I understand that.
Well, over the next 7 days, Detective, you'll do me the favor of remembering that.
we're really getting two completely different sides. Really, optimism paired against pessimism. We have a retired detective, or soon to be retired detective, that's on his way out, training a detective that's coming in to essentially take his place.
Younger, hotter, newer.
Just moved to the city, super naive, and
very arrogant. That's the whole time I was just like rolling my eyes, and I'm like, bro, can you just like sit down and take a breath?
This should not be his first assignment.
Oh, come on. I knew it. This is not my first assignment, you dick.
It's too soon for him.
Hey, man, you know, I'm right here. You can say that shit to my face, Captain.
It's too soon for you.
And then we have this jaded, pessimistic, fed up cop who just wants it to be done. He's seen the atrocities of the world and just wants it to be over.
Crime of passion.
Yeah. Just look at all the passion on that wall.
There's just such great scenes that we get out of this because we just have these two opposing sides coming together to duke it out of like, who is right of how we should view the world? Should we just view everything as shit, or should we always keep this little bit of hope and light?
I wish I still thought the way you do.
Why don't you tell me what the hell it is you think we're doing?
Picking up the pieces. Putting everything in the neat little piles and filing it away on the off chance it will ever be needed in the courtroom.
Bullshit.
They do hit us over the head with it a lot in this movie because that is all they're talking about. But I do think it's a good pair up of circumstances, especially with what's going on in the case.
The
that they're
scene
working.
in which that reminds me of how these two are different is that they're in the car and Brad Pitt asks Morgan Freeman, have you ever taken out your gun?
I've only taken my gun out 3 times with the intention of using it. Never pulled the trigger. Not once.
Pulled my gun once, shot it once.
Really?
Anyway, we bust open the door looking for this junkie and the fucker just opened fire on us. One cop got hit in the arm. I remember. Riding in that ambulance. Well, he died right there. Right there. Christ, what was his fucking name?
How they're explaining their stories, where I think Morgan Freeman is saying he's only taken it out 3 times as like a pride thing of like, I've only had to take it out 3 times. So, and it's serious when you have to take out your gun. And then we have Brad Pitt coming in, like kind of bragging about the time that he got to take out his gun and shoot it.
Yeah, because he's very prideful. He's doing it out of pride, and Morgan Freeman is doing it truly for the sake of the people.
But he's almost like he's giving up on the people. I think that's where
that's where his optimism.
That's where Brad Pitt's
pessimism.
character struggles with.
I don't think you're quitting because you believe these things you say. I don't. I think you want to believe them because you're quitting. I don't agree with you. I do not. I can't.
Mills just can't get behind that. That's just the thing that he just can't level with Somerset at all. He's like, you're just old and jaded.
Yeah, but also I can see how Somerset was Brad Pitt when he first got in, because he was saying that like he did have a wife, you know, at one point he did have this life.
How you liking it?
You know, takes time, settle in. Be good.
Brad Pitt is about to have a child, but he doesn't even know. He doesn't know because she doesn't want to tell him, because like he doesn't even go home for like days sometimes.
Yep.
He like sleeps at the freaking office. And so she's like sad. She's like, I hate this city.
Yeah.
And I don't want to have a child or a family in this environment. It's so heartbreaking. And I can see how Somerset's, wife also had to part with him.
Yeah.
Because she's like, I can't. And it's an overwhelming, all-consuming job. You don't just leave it at the office. You bring it with you. That is your livelihood. You're on call until it gets solved, until the next project.
And then there's another one. There's always another one. There's always another one. Yep. And that's the reality that they're playing with. And it's, I mean, it's what we're saying, I think, in the end is Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt do a great job depicting these characters, I think. And they're just well-written characters from the jump. So good on you, Andrew. I mean, we're already kind of dipping in, but let's get to the meat.
Meat.
We're talking about these characters, but I mean, the case that they're solving is surrounding the 7 deadly sins, the serial killer that we have.
There's so much to this movie. We haven't even dipped into it.
Yeah, so much. John Doe is our serial killer that they're chasing down. and he is murdering people based off of the 7 deadly sins.
These murders are like forced attrition.
Forced what?
Attrition. It's when you regret your sins, but not because you love God.
Well, like because someone's sticking a fucking gun in your face.
What are the ramifications of those sins? And John Doe is showcasing through each of these murders how these sins consumed each of these people. Which then we go back to our characters. They're now asking themselves questions of their morality and where they're at. So yeah, a lot of layers to this movie, a lot of shit going on.
Like 7 layers.
Wow. Holy moly.
Oh my goodness.
Did it again, Fincher.
It's dismissive to call him a lunatic. Don't make that mistake.
Come on, he's insane. Look, right now he's probably dancing around in his grandma's panties.
This guy's methodical, exacting, and worst of all, patient.
He's a nutbag. And just because the fucker's got a library card doesn't make him Yoda.
The way that he murdered these people based on their sins too, where it's like methodical and just absolutely gruesome. He didn't care about your gender. No. He didn't just do it based off of that either. So
the first 2 that we start with are gluttony, which he force feeds this guy to death until his stomach literally explodes.
This man ate till he burst.
He didn't really burst, not all the way. He was hemorrhaging internally.
Killer put a bucket beneath him, kept on serving. Took his time, too. Coroner said this could have gone on for more than 12 hours.
The second one, greed, which is he forces a lawyer to give him a pound of flesh.
Imagine it. There's a gun in your face. Which part of your body is expendable?
About the love handle.
And he chooses to cut off one of his love handles, I guess, and just bleeds out. Yikes. Owie, owie.
This person is just the scum of the earth.
But scary in the way of like patient, like you said, methodical, meticulous, planned everything out. They said that the force feeding could have taken 12 hours. So he is so focused on creating this grand picture.
And that person was just like a random person, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think his sin was that he was fat, which that's pretty harsh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so scary in the way that he can just, have such this laser focus on completing these acts. And it's not just like spur of the moment running at you. It's like he's planned this out. He's taken steps to make this tableau, this masterpiece that he has in his mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a homicide.
And the fact that we don't see him like for most of the movie,
I know.
Boom.
Pretty cool.
That's great.
I do. And then I do hate that it's Kevin Spacey. So.
An actual creep walks through the door.
Yeah. An actual scum of the earth.
Yeah.
But he had also written, what was it? Hundreds?
They said if they had 20 men reading in 24-hour shifts, they still wouldn't. It would still take months
because
of them reading
each book
through.
had 250 pages, and they were filled from bottom to from left to right, bottom top.
Yeah.
Every page.
Yeah.
Back to front. Damn.
That's some serial killer shit.
That's an obsessed person.
Yeah. Scary. Yeah, seeing his apartment, but still not seeing him, you're like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
Who is this guy that they're chasing?
I mean, I'm glad he journals.
Now, John Doe's apartment, what we are looking through now, was built on a soundstage by Otto Max, who, as far as I'm concerned, a truly wonderful artist because of the little creations he really went into the man's psyche in such detail that it was amazing.
The other serial killer too, the Red Dragon. He also had a journal.
He did have a journal.
Big journal.
That was like his Bible.
Yeah. At first, when they took it out, I was like, oh, we're about to see some like family photos. No.
Well,
That one, that guy was a scrapbooker.
loves collaging.
He
loves
loves
scrapbooking.
collaging.
And he
They
wrote
were
in the
act-
margins too.
They were actually, some of them were pretty good.
Artfully done.
I was like, wow, I'll use that next time.
I mean, these serial killers, I guess, are creative. This guy was too. John Doe, damn.
Yeah.
There's some creativity in there. And then going back to the characters, the detectives that we are following along, one is obviously this kind of on his way out guy who just wants to be done with these atrocities that he's seen.
Where are you headed?
Far away from here.
And then we have the young, naive couple who just moved to the city, too. They're moving into a new apartment, and that shakes.
That shakes. Oh, my God.
And it just kind of shows like they don't have much experience in finding an apartment. You know, there's those small things that they were putting in there to just show the difference between Somerset's experience and the naivety of Tracy and Mills.
Hey, how did you get like this? I want to know.
There wasn't one thing, I can tell you that. I just don't think I can continue to live in a place that embraces and nurtures apathy as if it was a virtue. Hell, I sympathize. I sympathize completely. Apathy is a solution. I mean, it's easier to lose yourself in drugs than it is to cope with life. We're talking about everyday life here. You can't afford to be this naive. Fuck off.
For Morgan Freeman's character, looking at this young couple, it does force him to reflect on the choices that he's made. There's a whole scene that he has with Tracy where she reveals that she's pregnant, and he talks about how there was a kid at one point.
I told her I didn't want to have it. And over the next few weeks, I wore her down. I'm positive that I made the right decision. But there's not a day that passes that I don't wish that I made a different choice.
And I think that he is just having to re-examine these moments in his life because he's looking at these people that are about to go through the same thing.
And he said he regretted it. And so then that's when she broke down and he basically was just like, no, keep it. You know?
He's trying to like prepare these people.
Yeah, but
He's
also
trying to
like
help them.
undo his mistakes by,
Yes.
you know, kind of guiding them into making the different choice.
I think that's also what he's trying to do with Brad Pitt's character. Yes, to him, he seems super pessimistic, but he's trying to like teach him like, this is how you have to, it's a broken system. These are the things that you kind of have to do to get and navigate through it.
Anyone who checks out a flag book has his library records fed into the FBI's computers from then on.
Wait. How is this legal?
Legally illegal, these terms don't apply.
You know all this.
I don't. Neither do you.
Exactly.
Do not sacrifice your life for your pride. There are ways that you can capture these people without giving your life away. And Brad Pitt doesn't listen. He like fucking got shot, got hit in the head.
The whole time he's just making impulsive decisions because he's like, it's justice.
Okay. You're right. All fucked up. You're right.
And Morgan Freeman just can't break through to him. And then what are the ramifications, again, of our sins? It ripples out to the people that we love. What's in the box? What's in the box? Let's get to the cook.
What's on the cook? What's on the cook? Oh, God.
Yeah, before we get to what's in the box, I think from the start of this movie, they do a great job. I like to call this a time bomb setup where we have a countdown from the beginning of the movie of, first of all, it's 1 week till Morgan Freeman retires.
This can't be my last duty. It's
It's just gonna go on and on and on.
You're retiring. 6 more days and you're all the way gone.
Second of all, we know there's going to be 7 victims because it's 7 deadly sins. So we're counting down the other victims that we got coming at us.
Ooh, every day is a different person.
Every day is a different person, and we're getting these murders peppered in. The next one is Sloth.
Yeah.
Oh, that one to me, I'm always like, that's rough.
That guy was still alive.
He was strapped to a bed for a year.
Even if his brain were not mush, which it is, he chewed off his own tongue long ago. He's experienced about as much pain and suffering as anyone I've encountered, give or take. And he still has hell to look forward to.
So this guy was doing it for a while.
Very long time. Yeah, that's the whole thing is like, this has been planned out for at least a year, you know, before a year, probably too, with everything has to get together for this shit.
I mean, I mean, yeah.
He, you, I, you, he. I feel you.
There were so many things I wanted to say.
You have 3 sentences coming out of you at once.
So funny. I think you definitely can write that much in a year. But come on, realistically, yeah, those are definitely an accumulation of years of his obsession. And like, you have to ramp up to do what he did to these people. So yeah, there was definitely years of him being like, this is how I'll do it. This is why this sin is that, you know?
Oh God. His whole life is devoted to it.
And this is where, because by this scene, by the time that we get to his apartment, we see clearly the different approaches between Mills and Somerset. These are important to read so we can figure out what he's going to do next. And Brad Pitt is like, blah!
He's just looking at the crime scene photos, just looking at the evidence. Mm-hmm. Morgan Freeman is trying to go the psychology.
Yeah, like the deeper level.
Yes. Yeah, I love that montage scene of Morgan Freeman in the library, Brad Pitt at home, seeing the 2 detectives doing their different detecting.
Marquis de Chardin.
The Marquis de Sade.
Whatever. The writings of St. Thomas Aqua something.
St. Thomas Aquinas. There it is.
Great juxtapositions there.
The word I can't say. I've been avoiding it all day.
Getting closer and closer.
Juxtaposition.
I, he, you, I.
You know, this isn't gonna have a happy ending. It's not possible.
Hey, man, we catch him, I'll be happy enough. See, you bitch and you complain and you tell me these things and you scream me. If you think you're preparing me for hard times, thank you, but
you gotta be a hero.
Just showing the difference of experience and naivete that Brad Pitt is just continually. It becomes his downfall.
It's a kid. He's a kid.
End. Yeah, because he just won't listen to anything that Morgan Freeman is trying to tell him. He's just seeing it for the face value, and eventually he pays. And the sacrificial lamb of the movie is Tracy. Which should we get to our thrill?
Yeah.
Ooh, sorry, Tracy.
Sorry, Tracy.
Let's talk about John Doe, our main serial killer through the whole film. So after Sloth, we also get Lust, which is another.
That was.
Ooh, rough one.
The acting of that guy was also really good.
He made me do it. He put that thing on me. And he made me wear it. Oh God, he had a gun in my mouth. The fucking gun was in my throat.
To have the kind of thing must have been,
Do that
exhausting.
over and over again?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
For as long as he did. And then what he's saying is awful.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You like feel bad for him, but then you're also like, why the fuck did you do that? Like, I hate him, but I also really sympathize.
You're fucked up, bro. You're fucked up
like,
forever.
Yeah, that's another one they do a great job of showing very little. We see the device. We see the knife dildo.
We see the pictures.
We see the picture, the Polaroid picture of it.
And that's it. This
And
is
that's
all we needed.
need. Yeah, it's all. And you're just like, oh.
And then you can fill in the blanks and you're like, I don't want to. I don't want to. And that's even scarier.
Mm-hmm. I miss Pride in there. That was also a bad one. He cut off her nose.
Call for help and you'll live, but you'll be disfigured. Or you can put yourself out of your own misery.
Come on. Cut off her nose.
To spite her face.
The grandioseness of John Doe keeps building with every single kill that we get. I think they do. It was a great choice not to show him until the very, very, very end. And even when they do show him, he's kind of still just a blank slate. You know, he doesn't give like a huge crazy man performance. He's very hard to read, which still kind of adds to this like, man, what the fuck makes you tick? I can't figure you out. And that's the most frustrating part about,
It's just
I think his
crazy.
character is, there's a rhyme and reason to him, but what is the rhyme and reason? What is it?
Ugh.
It's scary.
It's nothing. It's just the passion of killing.
Chaos agent.
Ooh.
Showing people who they truly are.
Ooh.
Nothing wrong with a man taking pleasure in his work. I won't deny my own personal desire to turn each sin against the sinner. We see a deadly sin on every street corner, in every home, and we tolerate it. We tolerate it because it's common. It's trivial.
It culminates in Mills. That's his like crowning jewel to break, essentially, because this entire film, Mills is the optimistic character that can't accept that the world is shit. They can't accept that there's really, really bad people out there that he might not be able to save. And essentially, John Doe is the person to show him and break him into the reality and the darkness of the world by putting Tracy's head in a box.
John Doe has the upper hand. Mills!
Do you hear me, Detective? I'm trying to tell you how much I admire you and your pretty wife. What? I tried to play husband. I tried to taste the life of a simple man. It didn't work out. So, I took a souvenir. Her pretty head.
Mills ain't gonna be the same after this one.
Oh, heck no. He's fucked up.
He's
Everybody's fucked up.
Yeah.
Put the gun down. I saw you with the box. What was in the box?
Because I envy your normal life.
Put the gun down, David.
It seems that envy is my sin.
No, what's in the box?
Not till you give me the
What's
gun.
in the fucking box?
Give me the gun.
No! You tell me that's not true. That's not true.
Become vengeance, David.
Ah, she's all right. You tell me.
Become wrath.
If you kill him, he will win.
In the end, it's really a pessimistic view of the world, of just like the world is shit and we're gonna live in it.
You know, yeah, I think we should know that by now.
Yeah, I guess we should. We do. We're just reminding you out there.
Yeah, just in case you didn't know.
Yeah, David Fincher really has this and Fight Club, very nihilistic view of the world, of just like, in the end, if you strip everything back from somebody, they're still just bad. That's what kind of the feeling that I am left with in both the movies.
Yeah, no, we're human, and there is no saving us.
Shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, David.
We
Who
all
hurt
can't
you?
be Paddleton, you know.
Or Pannington too.
Or the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ain't that cute of a bear.
We need a cute bear.
Cute bear.
Yeah. So John Doe is scary.
It's a rough movie, isn't it?
It's a rough
'Cause
movie. It's really
literally our
sad.
spirits are like declining.
What else?
What else? I do want to say, not saying that Brad Pitt didn't do a good job in this movie, but he's just too damn handsome. And it was kind of annoying. Like, because everything is gritty, everything we're saying, like, humanity's terrible. And Gwyneth Paltrow is a beautiful woman, too. But, like, I'm just like, God, you're too sexy, bro. Like,
yeah. I also, let's get to the ride.
Okay, let's
Because I was going to bring that up, actually, in this last part, was Brad Pitt's performance for me was a little over the top.
Yeah.
At moments, I was like, you seem a little too Tyler Durden from Fight Club for this role.
Hey, man, I'm sorry. They pissed me off.
Why are we out there, huh? Why do we gotta sit here, rotting, waiting until the lunatic does it again?
By the time we go to the warrant, someone else... Nah, fuck that!
We need a reason to knock on this door.
He just played it a little too big, I think, for me.
Yeah.
At times.
No, I agree. I agree. I'm just like, and then you're acting alongside Morgan Freeman, who is just so, like, I mean, his character is supposed to be of that nature too, of just being like, you know, like we talked about, tired and just more patient.
We have to divorce ourselves from emotion here. No matter how hard it is, we have to remain focused on the
man,
details,
I feed
okay?
off my emotions. How's that?
Are you listening to me?
Yeah, that's why it seems so big too. Like, it just, you could play that without the extreme physicality that he had. That's why I'm just like, sit down, bro. Just take a seat.
It felt a little
breathe.
spastic. Yeah.
Have some water.
Ah, he's fucking with us. That's what he's doing. See this? This is us.
I'm like, oh my God, like, just calm down.
Yeah.
You sexy motherfucker.
Yeah. Sexy detective, just chill.
Chill.
It's going to be okay.
I mean, no.
No,
it's not going to be okay.
It's not going to be okay, but
I mean, I guess we are supposed to get to a point where then him breaking at the end is supposed to just, we're filling the cup and then it's going to spew any moment.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think that we needed that character to get to that point of breaking. So, you know, I understand why his performance needed to be a little bigger, but I just don't know if it needed to be.
It needed to be refined. It just needed to be tweaked just a little bit. So then it doesn't seem so.
Because even at the end, when he's like contemplating whether or not he should shoot John Doe, I'm like, some of this is pretty over the top too. Where he's like,
Oh, God! Oh, God! Oh!
I don't know. I'm just like, maybe it's an extreme situation. I get it. Your wife's head is in the box.
I would, if you told me this was his first standout film, I would be like, oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that. This kid is going to be a rising star pretty soon. But no, he's done other movies before.
I don't think it worked.
I don't think so. I was, it definitely took me out of the film.
Read a little over the top. Read a little over the top. And he does break at the end.
We'll take care of it.
It doesn't seem like he's going to go to prison or anything for this. Obviously, he's going to be very affected by the death of his wife and everything that's happened. But I think the implication, at least to me, is that he is going to now be different and know the truth a little bit more of the world and be a little bit more like Morgan Freeman.
Where are you going to be?
Around. Ernest Hemingway once wrote, "The world is a fine place and worth fighting for." I agree with the second part.
It's really left pretty unhopeful and like he'll never put down the job.
He can't.
Ugh.
He can't.
It's
Just
never
like
over.
our other freaking character in Red Dragon.
These detectives, man.
You can't. You can't.
You don't put down the sword.
Yeah.
You don't put it down.
I think it even applies, it just applies to every career that is of that nature of just, it just takes over your life because you have passion for it. And so, you know, like my mom is a teacher, and so you take, you know, your work home. You never stop working. My dad is a doctor, and so like he rarely stops working. And these people are working day in and day out because they love it. I mean, they're fucking tired, and there are times where they're just like, I wish that I could just like stop, like have a vacation. But they talk about retirement, and I'm just like, when?
Yeah.
When, you silly people.
I hope that for you.
I hope that you can relax at some point and enjoy the rest of your life. But you love what you do.
Yeah, and the difference really is that they're dealing with like the depravity of man. So eventually I think that does affect you and change you.
Especially when other people's life are at your hands.
Yep. That is a whole different pressure.
Ooh.
The last thing I wanted to say about Se7en, which we don't really get too much these days anymore, is fun credits opening sequence. It was like super grungy.
Yeah.
And like him like writing in his like crazy serial killer notebooks and like cutting off his fingernail or fingerprints and stuff. I was like, we don't really get that anymore. We don't get credits.
No, we don't anymore.
We just go straight into movies now.
The only credits we get are from the filmmakers, and it just is so funny when there's like more than 4 because it just keeps going. It's like 10 minutes of just like, and here's another one. Here's another one.
I'm like, we got some grungy music. We got some crazy imagery. All right, I'll see everybody. They deserve their credits. Nice. And then we see Se7en.
Wow,
Se7en. 1995. All right, let's get to these Smash Pumpkins and our log lines, and of course the Creepy Kitty Award. Would you like to go first this time?
Okay. I'll go from my noggin.
Off the top.
Okay. Which one are you? Are you gluttony? Are you sleepy? Which one of the 7 dwarves are you? I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
3.5.
Yeah. And then the Kitty Award for me, I think just all of Kevin Spacey, all of his character to me, I can see how humanity can get to this point, and that is so sad and awful.
So like the entire character of
think.
John Doe, essentially. That's
John
serial
Doe, so
killer.
sorry.
Yeah.
And then Kevin Spacey still being alive is also very creepy.
That's horrifying. Yeah, definitely scary. Serial killer. Super scary. All right, here we go. Here's mine.
Hooray.
Old man versus young man. Bright-eyed versus jaded glasses. Subdued versus overacted. Everyone has a vice, and if you're not careful, you'll lose your head in them.
Ooh.
We could all use some goop. I gave this a 4 Smash Pumpkins, and my Creepy Kitty Award goes to the sloth death that just sitting in a bed for 1 year, withering away.
Sad.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That one just, from the first time watching this movie, that one has always stuck with me. It's that one and Lust are very close, but
Yeah,
Sloth
Lust.
for some reason just edges it out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, well,
all right.
put that one to bed.
Yeah,
Sweet dreams.
7.
Se7en.
Until 7 months from now, 7. I'm probably gonna watch you again.
Until 14. How about we pick out some more movies? Huh? 2 more. How about we do it?
All right, you pick first.
I put a lot in here, so
I could tell it's overflowing.
It's almost overflowing.
It looks very similar to how when we started.
So I looked at the list, and we've done about a little over 100 episodes recorded at this point, and I think I saw the movies that are in there. There's about 600 movies in there right now.
My God. Oh, my God. One of these days, we're going to have to double stack, right?
We're going to have to get a bigger bucket.
We're going to get a bigger bucket.
We're going to need a bigger bucket.
We're going to get a bigger bucket.
All right, you go first.
Okay.
Let's see what you got.
A millionaire offers $10,000 to 5 people who agree to be locked in a large, spooky rented house overnight with him and his wife.
Is this Truth or Dare?
No. This is from 1959.
Ooh.
House on Haunted Hill.
Ooh, a classic.
Right.
From the 50s. Cool.
59.
I like it. Just come spend a night with me and my wife.
For $10,000.
Yeah, nothing suspicious about that at
I
all.
thought it was going to be Clue.
It kind of sounds like the setup for Clue. All right, let's see what we got here. While working her first night shift at a remote motel, a woman begins to suspect that the property is haunted. Creepy motel.
Creepy motel.
Ooh.
So, from what year?
2023.
2023?
Yeah.
Oh.
Recent.
We'll
be watching Night Shift.
Night Shift.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Never can trust a motel, can you?
Absolutely not. I don't stay in them, and I know I will never.
And you heard it here for well, very fun. Those won't be the next movies, but you'll see them pop up at some point in the future. But until that time, definitely check out Playground Social, which is where we are shooting this from. Check us out at Playground Social, and check us out at the Deadlights Pod.
Yeah. And check me out at Color Me Leslie on Instagram.
And me at BeepBeepRichieT. But until next time, let's get spooky.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 heads.
7 heads. I think we can cut it heads. Literally. We can cut it heads.